Hey, my name's Andrew. I'm the property advisor. Thanks for watching. I have made offers on literally thousands of flips in my career. And in this video, for those of you who are interested in the flipping business, I'm going to share some secrets on how to find some homes for flips. I bought many of mine through the MLS, but that's another video. Why don't you click subscribe and I'll keep you posted as time goes by on many secrets I've learned over 30 years how to make money in real estate. So in this video right here, I'm going to give you 5 magic bullets and then one secret right at the end, so watch the video all the way through. So if you're interested in the flipping business, how do you find these flips? What are 5 sources? I could probably give you 25, but we're just going to start with 5 right now. I want you first of all to think about something that I call the Barnacle theory. You don't find flips because you call somebody and they say, hey, thank you so much for calling. I was intending to sell my house really cheap. And I'm really glad that you called me. Would you like to come over and buy a house cheap today? It just doesn't happen. So whether you're building relationships with real estate agents, whether you're building relationships with people who've inherited property or people who are distressed in their property, it takes time. You don't build a relationship overnight. It takes good follow-up. It takes good connection. Maybe emails, maybe telephone calls, maybe a drop-by. It takes time, and I call that the Barnacle theory. As an immigrant to America, nothing ever came easy to me. It's everything that I worked for that bought what you see around you in these videos. It's called the Barnacle theory. You go after something and you stick with it like a barnacle on the side of a boat. And you just stay there and stay there and stay there and stay there until you get the result that you want. So, very simple. Here's a few websites you can go to as you start to look for flips. Number one, of course, is Zillow.com. We all know about Zillow, but they have 2 categories on Zillow. One is foreclosure, the other is pre-foreclosure. Make sure you understand the difference. And you can look at one of my foreclosure videos, and I go into this in detail. Pre-foreclosure is not necessarily a property for sale. That's somebody who owns a property, they're behind on the payments, they're in the legal foreclosure process, which can take 3 months, it can take 6 months. In California, Lord knows, it can take 2 to 5 years. But the house is not necessarily for sale. So you're going to need to make a personal contact there and see where the people stand. A property that says foreclosure in Zillow is a home that's gone through the pre-foreclosure process, it's gone to trustee sale, and it's now owned by a bank, and the bank wants to buy that property. Then it's just a competitive situation. You need to get to know the realtor, again, the Barnacle theory, and you need to start writing offers on those properties depending on what state you're in. The second source is a site called Auction.com. Now, Auction.com is an interesting site. It used to be, particularly in California, if you wanted to buy a foreclosure property or buy a deal, you had to go with cash and cashier's checks to the courthouse steps. That still exists, but a lot of that's gone away now. Auction.com created this incredible online model, an in-person model in an office building, essentially, where online you could bid for trustee sales. But the minute that trustee sale's open, you have to pay for it in cash. There are some ups and downs of that. You may not get the property vacant. There could be an occupant in the property. You may not get clear title. In fact, you probably won't get clear title. There's a lot of risk involved, so you have to be very experienced. So on Auction.com, you'll see a lot of auctions that say cash only. Those are usually the trustee sales that are conducted by Auction.com as a trustee sale. They also hold periodic auctions by geographical area. And some of those properties are short sales. Some of those properties are bank-owned properties. And there, the holding of title and the security of title may be different. Read the fine print really well, and I want to really caution you, make sure that property is vacant, because if it's not vacant and you purchase the property, you've now expended the money and you can't have any revenue on it because there's somebody in that property, you might have to evict them. And in the times of COVID, when this video was made, there could be a moratorium on evictions. It may be very hard to get the people out. But Zillow.com and Auction.com are 2 sources of finding potential flips. Third one is a website called Xome.com. This is another site that can do cash only, trustee sales. You can find those on this site, but some of them will have a little tag at the top. And it says on the tag, finance. So that's very different. Make sure again that you're going to get occupancy of the property, that the property is going to be vacant when you close escrow. Make sure that you get title to the property and that the title is guaranteed. That's really, really important. You really don't want to run the risk of buying a property and there could be an undisclosed lien. There could be a mechanic's lien. There could be an IRS judgment against the property. If you don't have title insurance, those could end up on your lap in addition to what you pay for the property. So on xhome.com, look for the ones that are tagged finance. In fact, in both of these sites, if they're financeable, normally there's a larger lead time. You can get financing and you'll get title insurance. Make sure you get that title insurance. That's worth 100 of these videos, that piece of advice. Fourth site, another site called hubzu.com. Hubzu don't do very many trustee sales, so you don't see so many of these cash sales. They do sales of properties that are occupied and properties that are not occupied. But Hubzu has, oh, by the way, something else on Hubzu, there's a premium when you buy the property. All of these sites, check the auction and see whether or not there's a premium, because you could close for $400,000 and think, oh, I've got so much margin in there. Find out there's a 5% premium. You're now closing for $420,000, not $400,000, and your profit could be out the door. But Hubzu has regular auctions. They have geographical auctions, areas by city, by county, and so on and so forth. This is another great way of bidding online for a property, and it's much like eBay. You'll think, oh my goodness, I bid $320,000, the house is worth $490,000, and the last 10 minutes the house can go up $70,000, $80,000. So make sure you're watching that auction from beginning to end, just like my videos. You don't want to miss out on a magic bullet right at the end. On an auction, you don't want to think you've got it. Go to sleep in the last 5 minutes and find you didn't buy that property that you really wanted. Here's another one, number 5, the United States Treasury. So this is, it could be IRS seizures, Treasury Department seizures, where the property has been taken from somebody to pay a debt, or maybe it was a criminal proceeding, whatever. The property is now held by the United States government, and you can go to www.treasury.gov, and I would encourage you to track those around the country. Now, on the Treasury website, there's all kinds of auctions, vehicles, jewelry, all sorts of things, but also property, and you could get some great deals at United States Treasury, and that also gives you an opportunity to find potential flips. Now, here comes my magic bullet right at the end that I promised you. And you're going to think this sounds really weird. Have you driven around your neighborhood and you've seen those signs that say, we buy houses? Or we're looking for, do you want to make money flipping houses? And you see them on orange or yellow signs. They usually put there illegally. The police take them down or the city takes them down after a while. I stop at every single one of those signs and I write the number down. And you go, why, Andrew? They're looking for the same thing I am. No, yes and no. Because many people who put up those signs look for people who are distressed. They look to tie up that property, but they don't have the cash to close it. So they're looking for investors who do have money, who can close it, and they will become your best allies. Every one of those signs that you see, make sure you write down the number, make sure you call them and say, hey, I'm Andrew, wanted to introduce myself, I have money, I want to buy properties. If ever you see one that you want to wholesale, would you please call me? And just wait for your phone to ring. That is a magic bullet, and I don't want you to miss it. I want to thank you for watching this video. We have many more videos coming up on investing and on flipping and on how to make money in real estate. And I want to encourage you to subscribe so I can follow you and you can follow me and we can build a relationship together. Thanks so much for watching.